The terminal was bustling. Travelers hurrying to their gates, announcements echoing overhead when a German shepherd's sharp bark sliced through the noise. In an instant, the crowd turned. Rex, a seasoned K-9 officer, wasn't just barking, he was warning. And his eyes were locked onto a pregnant woman standing frozen in fear. The woman stepped back, visibly shaken, one hand instinctively wrapping around her rounded belly. Her other hand hovered mid-air in a desperate plea. "Please, make him stop," she said, her voice thin with panic. But Rex wouldn't let up. His muscles were tight, his growl low and deliberate. He wasn't just acting up, he was trained to respond to real threats. And Mark, his handler, knew Rex never made mistakes. Mark exchanged quick glances with fellow officers. Something felt off. Rex had been trained to detect weapons, drugs, explosives. But this wasn't that. It was different, personal, persistent. A tall officer stepped forward, his tone firm but controlled. "Ma'am, we need to ask you a few questions." "I haven't done anything wrong," the woman stammered, her voice trembling as her eyes darted around the growing crowd. Curious whispers rippled through the terminal, some filled with suspicion, others with concern. Mark hesitated for a heartbeat. Was this a terrible misunderstanding, or had Rex picked up on something no human eye could see? "I want her taken in for further screening," Mark said at last, trusting his partner's instincts. Two officers gently but firmly escorted the woman to a private room. Her breath came in rapid bursts. She clung to her belly, her hands trembling. "Please," she whispered, barely audible. "I don't understand what's happening." Mark followed with Rex, who still paced and whined, his agitation only growing. Something was very wrong. Inside the room, officers searched her belongings while another prepared a full body scan. "Any medical conditions we should be aware of?" a female officer asked gently. "I'm just 7 months pregnant," the woman replied, though her voice quivered with doubt. Rex was now scratching the door, whining louder. His usual calm demeanor was gone. Mark frowned. His partner wasn't reacting to contraband or explosives. He was reacting to her. Suddenly, the woman doubled over, gasping in pain. Her face twisted in agony as she clutched her stomach. "Something's wrong," she said through clenched teeth. Sweat broke across her forehead and her breathing became ragged. "Get medics in here now," Mark ordered. The woman collapsed into a chair, her body trembling. Fear gripped the room. Rex scratched harder at the door, his growl deep and mournful. "Is she going into labor?" someone asked. "No, no, it's too soon," the woman cried, her face pale and soaked in tears. Paramedics burst in, their movement swift and urgent. The lead medic knelt beside her. "Ma'am, stay with me. We need to get you to the hospital. Now." As they worked, Rex suddenly lunged forward, sniffing the air with sharp intensity. He let out a growl, more uncertain now than angry. Mark's stomach tightened. Something else was going on, something they hadn't discovered yet. One of the medics pressed gently against the woman's abdomen. His expression darkened. "This isn't labor. There's something else. Something dangerous." The woman's lips trembled. "Please, help my baby." Mark's heart thundered. Rex hadn't been sounding an alarm. He'd been sounding a warning. "There's an internal rupture," the medic confirmed grimly. "If we don't get her into surgery immediately, she and the baby won't survive." The terminal exploded into action. The medics rushed the woman through the crowd, Rex and Mark close behind. The woman's breath was shallow, her eyelids fluttering. "Stay with us," one of the medics urged, gripping her hand. Rex let out a soft whine, walking in step with the stretcher. He seemed to know what was at stake. Had it not been for Rex, they would have missed it. The rupture was hidden, silent, but he had sensed it. At the ambulance doors, the woman turned her head weakly, her voice barely audible. "Thank you," she whispered. To the dog. Mark swallowed hard. He gave Rex a firm pat. "You did good, buddy." The ambulance disappeared into the distance. Hours passed. Mark sat on a bench outside the hospital, Rex beside him, head resting on his paws but alert to every sound. They waited, hearts heavy. Finally, a doctor approached. Mark stood up, bracing himself. "She made it," the doctor said with a smile. "Both of them. They're stable now." Mark let out a breath he hadn't realized he'd been holding. Rex's tail wagged just once, but Mark could feel the tension lift. The doctor added, shaking his head in disbelief. "There was a severe rupture. If she hadn't gotten help when she did, she and the baby wouldn't have made it. I've never seen anything like it. I don't know how your dog knew, but he saved them." Just then, a nurse approached and handed Mark a folded note. It was from the woman. 4 simple words were scribbled inside. "Tell the dog he's my angel." In a world where machines scan for danger and people often overlook the quiet signs, it was a dog's instinct, a bond built on trust, that made the difference. Rex didn't just follow training, he followed his heart. And because of that, 2 lives were saved. Some heroes wear badges, others wear fur and walk on 4 legs. If this story moved you, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more real-life tales that remind us of the extraordinary hidden in the everyday. And remember, sometimes the one who can see the truth doesn't need to say a word.